Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school or RuneScape.
Meet Mer. The
Brr.
hesitation. You're like, where are you? Welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of forgot
It
what we do here. But
happens.
anyways, if you are also unfamiliar with what we do here, we're going to be going over this week's blogs and stuff. So we're going to be starting off with leagues. There's actually quite a few blogs this week.
Yeah.
So this is more league stuff. This is the actual poll for the rewards that we went over last time, but there are some additions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do have some more news on Runefest, which we will cover briefly.
Yes.
And then we'll actually get into this week's update, which
It's all like Varlamore awards, XP improvements.
honestly I wouldn't really even call it an update.
Some of the things are nice, but it's like not a lot.
It's almost all fixes.
Yes.
So it's really not an update. It's really just a bug
One
fix
long
patch note.
hotfix.
But yeah, so we're gonna go over that, and then of course, as always, end with our Q&A, question and
Mm-hmm.
answer. So if you want to participate in our question and answer, you can ask us anything game related, any game or real life. Either one's fine.
Yep.
The best place would be at Bunebape, or at this. I was gonna say Bunebape.com. No, Discord.
That's where our merch is. Check it out.
Discord.gg/Bunebape. You can just add the server by typing in Bunebape, and it should pop up.
Yes.
So feel free to go in there, join the general chat, or ask your questions in the question section, and that would be really nice.
And for the entire month of October, we're going to be watching our typical Mike Flanagan scary shows on movie nights on Saturday. So come join us.
Yeah, very.
We rewatch them every year.
We do movie nights, and it's very Halloween themed during this month.
Yes.
But anyways, before we get into all that super cool stuff, and right after you join our Discord, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going really good. I finished Mahogany Homes last week. I got to 95 construction, which I'm very happy about, and I green logged it. And then for some reason I have 2 tabs for skilling in my bank, and I have one for stuff that I'm actively getting to 99 or working on, and then the rest I've already gotten to 99. And for some reason I green logged Mahogany Homes and was like, all right, and I changed everything to my inactive tab. So I guess I'm not going to be working on that 99 for a second.
Nice.
So I switched tabs and everything.
That's good.
My new thing that I'm trying to do is the new Varlamore agility course. I really want to green log it all in one go. So I've just been kind of like half doing that during the day when I remember. Definitely didn't log in all today, but working on that. I got to rank 15 Scurrius. Not because I got that much KC this week. I actually probably got like 100 this week, but someone got banned. So
Yeah.
I moved up. I think it was
Easy
one
peasy.
of the. I think it was someone of the top 10 got banned. So I don't know who it was though.
Easy peasy, big bannerino.
But yeah, I think I'm like 13,600 KC, something like that. But other than that, I've just been enjoying the new Varlamore stuff. So I did post a short the other day, which I guess we'll talk more about Varlamore later, but I don't know if I'll mention this. That I thought the Huey Codal mountain was going to be more extravagant. I might even mention it last week on the podcast. I don't know if we
Maybe.
talked
You,
about
I mean,
it.
you mentioned it a bunch of times. I don't know if
To
you mentioned it on the
you.
podcast.
So, Huey Codal, like, the mountain I thought was going to be, like, way bigger. And I, like, posted a short joking about, like, or talking about how I thought it was going to be bigger and how, like, that was kind of weird and stuff. And people were, like, commenting, being like, yeah, the update kind of sucked. And I'm like, oh, I still like the update. I just thought the hill was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I still like Huey Codal. I think the drop rates can be improved, and they actually were improved a little bit.
Yep.
I think. So yeah, I like it. I don't want to sound like a total hater like Robert,
I know.
but I had your energy there. But I like it. I like Varlamore. I sound like I'm lying when I say this.
I swear I do.
Swear. And the Imloxolotl boss, I don't know how to say the name, the ghostly one, the frost boss.
Aloxolotl.
Yeah. I got the weapon there actually in like 12 KC too, so that was sick.
Yeah, it's a 1 out of 500 drop, so that's
I think
pretty
it's
good.
1 out of 100 from the boss and 1 out of 500 from the little other
Oh,
version.
maybe. Yeah.
Regardless,
I didn't look into it. Super.
It's not 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I was spooned.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I really want both those pets and have not been reading. Hopefully I will do some raids soon. Maybe this weekend. I also really want to play scary games. One of my coworkers is trying to get me to play Dead by Daylight with him.
I mean, that's not a scary game.
Yeah,
it's not scary at
I
all.
was telling him he should play Phasmo, and he's like, "No, I'm too scared." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Ugh."
Now, Dead by Daylight's not scary. For anyone that doesn't know what the game is like, essentially there's 1 killer and 4 survivors, and essentially your job is to like run around the map and activate these generators, which generate electricity that opens the gate. and then the killer's obviously trying to kill you the whole time.
I could see it being a little scary because I don't like feeling chased.
I think it can be a little intense,
Yes.
but I mean,
I'm not like scared, not like amnesia scary where I'm like I don't want to leave the hallway because I'm scared, but like that scary where I'm going and I'm like ooh,
yeah.
you know.
It's funny because you would think that a lot of people want to be the killer because they don't like being chased, but it's actually kind of the opposite. Like usually the killer queue times are like instantaneous.
Oh well, I'll try to be the killer because I don't want to be chased.
Yeah, so many more people like playing Survivor.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it's a fairly popular game, but I've never played it.
Maybe I'll play it sometime. I also played some Dress to Impress.
Okay, we're not talking about Roblox.
It was actually kind of fun. I played it with that same coworker.
But anything else?
I don't think so that I could think of. What have you been up to?
Not much. But it's funny because I mean you brought it up, so it's like I tried.
So Roblox, right, guys?
I tried to be, more positive because we get comments like almost every other episode talking about how negative I am, even though I usually just say what's actually happening in the game. I know people don't like it, but it's funny because I get to like free reign this week because I'm not going to be saying what I think. I'm going to be saying what other people think, which is extremely negative.
Other people are not happy. I'm happy. I'm just the thing is, if I didn't read people's commentary, I would just be in my own little bubble just thinking everyone loves everything.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
It's funny though because I mean
I'm not good at critical thinking. I think that's it.
I probably like not very intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
I am not very much a told you so kind of person. It actually annoys me whenever that like happens because
people say I told you so.
No, whenever that comes up where like I have the opportunity to say I told you so or something like that.
Sometimes you'll be like
annoying.
Sometimes you'll be like I knew it, but you don't really say like you don't say it in that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes whenever I did tell you something and it comes up and I have the chance and I don't say it, God, I want to so bad.
I mean, you can. I
don't want to be rude.
I don't get joy from that. But it's funny because there are a lot of things that people have like, brought up for seemingly like the first time in a long time, which is really just stuff that I bring up kind of all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I guess this just was particularly
I just read one of those posts.
An unliked blog, I guess, for a lot of people, an update for a lot of people. So a lot of those things are coming to light. Obviously, when people are mad, they find things to be mad about.
Can we read that? Did you read this?
Yeah, I read a few of them, which is why I brought it up. She's talking about the subreddit because obviously the subreddit does have a particular type of user on there, but there are a lot of upvotes on here, so it's definitely
one's pretty funny. We could say their username. Give them credit because it was funny.
It's definitely an amount of the player base. So here we have from Breakoff Zone. I don't know why you wanted to read their username.
Oh, just to give them credit.
Yeah, so their post pretty popular.
As long as we're not saying anything mean, we can
stop making these 40-hour grinds for minor quality of life upgrades, or I'm just gonna ignore your new content. That's the name of the post.
Okay.
And they're talking about mixology. These are all things we're going to kind of touch on.
Yeah.
Mixology, the D-Hide set, the Earth Tome. And, I mean, they didn't put the wand, but they should have as well.
I forgot about the wand.
I mean, it's not a super long grind, but all these things they listed are super long grinds. So that's probably why they listed those specifically. But, yeah, I mean, that's the whole post.
Ooh, they said, what's next? Gonna make me grind for 60 hours just to save 2 ticks whenever I get up to take a
dump.
A dump.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't read the part that I wanted you to read.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to read that.
Obviously, I do.
See, I was trying to be nice. I feel like that's constructive, and then adding the last part made it not as constructive.
The last part made me laugh, though, so...
But, yeah, so we are going to be touching on a lot of that stuff, so I just thought it was kind of funny.
Our personal updates are actually just community anger.
Yeah, I was going to, like, I usually do community stuff, but...
Because you don't play.
Almost all the community stuff this week is really just people bringing up how not okay the update was, and just an abundance of things like that. So we are going to be going over this. For anyone that missed it, there was a bit of a rollback this week. So
apparently people got pets rolled back, which is my worst fear.
Yeah, anytime there's a rollback, literally anytime there's ever been a rollback, someone's lost a pet.
It's so sad. The Huey, the one that you showed me, there's a bunch of screenshots of them, and the first one was like them with the pet behind them, and it ended with just a picture of them with nothing behind them.
Yeah. And I mean, this is no different. It was funny. I saw a post today. Someone's like, "Oh, I lost 126 mil because I got like an enhanced crystal weapon seed," and they're all like, "Help me get it back!" And like everyone's like, "Bro, we lost pets. That's way worth way more than 126 mil."
Dude,
But
you know how eager some people are to disagree online, obviously? I like posted short before something about like wanting a pet, and someone was like, "What's the point of pets? They're just useless. They're just a show off." And I'm like, "Yeah, duh, that's why I like them."
yeah, I mean, it's
You just
like a
describe why they're cool.
it's a meme in like a lot of games. Like Warframe is fashion frame.
Mm-hmm.
RuneScape is
Petscape?
no, RuneScape is fashionscape. Pretty much the end game of any
It's just to
MMORPG
look good.
is fashion at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So if
which is what
there's
pets are.
no fashion to chase, which are what pets are, then there's kind of no point because once you beat the
Mm-hmm.
game, there has to be something to flex.
Exactly.
But yeah, so there's really nothing for me to cover until we go over the stuff
The
that everyone's
update.
complaining about because then it'll give it more context.
I wonder if there'll be more stuff tomorrow.
But I did want to shout out this person, Atkins OSRS. I don't know if they stream or not, but they did a 600 TOA, pretty much as high as you
Solo.
can go, solo on mobile.
Some people are just playing a different game. And this is
Pretty,
before the new mobile update.
yeah, before the new mobile update.
Notably.
Pretty crazy. And also, it was just around an hour, which actually isn't even that
Oh
bad.
my god, little speed racer. I'm very curious what infos they had.
Yeah, pretty sick. But yeah, that's kind of the only person that I saw that wasn't just complaining and actually just posting something that was kind of cool. So
Hmm.
I'm sure there was others I missed, but whatever.
It's a lot of meme posts about the updates
Yeah.
right now.
But yeah. So I guess we can probably get into the first of the few updates, and this is for Leagues 5 Raging Echoes rewards again.
Yeah, so last week we shared our initial reward proposal for Leagues 5 Raging Echoes. Since then, we spent time going over and taking on your feedback and wanted to share some updates based on this. Rest assured that even if something isn't mentioned in this update, it's not going anywhere, so that means like all this stuff like the Venator bow kit, banner, home telly, Aram's kit, all that, we're still gonna get that. We know that you'd love to see the full range of Barrow sets see the Raging Echoes treatment. We're not looking to kit out every Barrow set in the single update since there's loads of potential for cool cosmetics here, and we're not looking to eat into future cosmetics by doing too much at once, which I'm very okay with. Because you don't, it's not like you use all the Barrow's gear at the same places. You know, like you need to have your cool outfit everywhere.
I'm not
Different
okay
outfits.
with that because if you're all like, oh, dude, you did the whole Barrows, why don't you just do the whole of Chambers? And then you do that 3 times, and it's like, oh, now we're gonna have to make multiple sets for multiple places, which like,
But I mean, like the kits don't ever come from those.
I mean, they could.
I doubt that they would though.
I mean, there are kits for raid stuff already, so it's
Yeah.
not impossible.
Barrows is actually the first raid in the game.
Okay.
So
I
I think we're not on
don't even
the.
know
You're
what
not
to say
matching
to
my
that.
freak
I don't
right
even,
now.
I don't even know what to say to that.
We have, however, made a couple of new additions to our League's rewards offering since you felt we were undershooting the number of rewards a little bit. Secondly, there was a concern
This was my concern.
that the mask was featuring too heavily across all the rewards.
Yeah, it was.
Everywhere.
Again. If you look up the Chronicles of Riddick, it's ridiculous. It looks like that.
It is
Like
so
there's
funny.
so many of these faces,
Yeah.
which it's cool if you do it a few times, and it gives like an imposing presence. But if it's just like everywhere, it's like, all right, this is the face clan. What's going on?
Honestly, I liked it because it was funny.
It's just a little too goofy.
Yeah. We've taken a few steps to tone down their inclusion in the rewards while still embracing our vision for the aesthetic. To do this, we've removed some instances of them, and in others, we've made them a little darker so they feel part of the reward more than an attachment. Would you like to read about the Raging Echoes outfit for us?
Sure, this is just a slightly updated version of the T1, 2, and 3 versions of the outfit. So the outfit is a perfect example of this new approach. So they've darkened the masks appearing on the outfit and reduced the number. You also requested to see the face design as an actual mask. So for tier 3, you'll get an actual mask. It's going to be a fancy face covering. And finally, we're given the final outfit a little extra flair to make it stand out from the rest.
I personally loved that the top of the hat used to have a mask on it.
Yeah,
I
I
miss
thought that was
that.
kind of like an interesting Easter egg.
Yeah, because no one, like, you just go overhead and you're like, oh, there's a face.
Yeah,
Oh, well. I guess this is fine. I like the mask of the mask, though.
it's okay.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Next is updated Portal Nexus and Portal Room Portal and more. What a line. Not only have we given the mask details a darker color to complement the portal structures more, we've added a couple of extra pieces to help tie your whole room together. So the rug and curtain design are a more subtle nod to the Raging Echoes aesthetic, leaning more heavily on the color scheme you love. On it, this color scheme is so good. Oh, it's bisexual colors. That's why I like it. Purple, blue, and pink, unparalleled.
Okay.
You'll see a touch of the mask in the curtain rail, and we went subtle here too as we wanted the portal to be the statement piece. It's worth noting that all the POH cosmetics will require the same item, one scroll to override them all, meaning you won't need to meticulously buy a different scroll for each item, just however many scrolls you'll need to change the appearance of everything you'd like. So we now have a portal with a mask over it. We have a scrying pool that's like, I don't even know how to describe this.
It's like a pink cauldron.
Yeah, it's like a pink cauldron kind of. We have a rug that's just more the color theme. There's no mask on the rug. It looks like our portal nexus is still gonna have mask all over the ring.
Yeah.
Thank God. And then the curtain are like ombre. They're pretty.
And the curtain has a mask adorning the top of it as well.
Yes, a more subtle one for sure. But yeah, questions are: should we add all these to the poll or to the game?
Something that seems a little bit more like fitting and on theme.
I like this.
Is going to be a new addition to rewards. This is going to be a Virtus ornament kit for the whole outfit.
It looks good.
So a lot of people suggested, because I mean the Virtus robes kind of already look like they fit the theme.
Yeah, they already have a mask.
So a lot of people said that maybe you should add a ornamental kit to that, and so they did. So the artist put together something that includes a newly revamped mask, which means the hood, and also the top and the bottom got a little bit of a makeover. Not too much, but the color scheme does match the League a little bit more.
I really like this, and it makes me a little bit bummed out because I actually just sold my Virtus the other day. I've decided no more blood barraging Scurious because it is such a waste of money. So I sold that and I bought an Elder Mole. I sold that in my Dragon Warhammer and bought an Elder Mole. I've never had an Elder Mole before. Your character looks like it's going to poop its pants when it runs around.
You did have an Elder Mole. You sold it.
Oh, I got one in a raid when it was worth 13 mil. And then it got buffed.
Yeah, I got buffed. I
like
think that
3
was
weeks later or something.
That was your second ever Mega Rare.
Still my second ever.
Yeah.
I haven't got any. Got that in the Kodai. Finally, this one, I really, really like this design. So this is a POH Spirit Tree. After seeing the positivity for the Spirit Tree design, we took the time to give Maxwell Lord and Cytofusion 4504's original design a tweak to better fit our needs from a technical perspective, so that's able to be correctly incorporated. We've expanded the trunk to look fuller and include some leafy branches that match the Raging Echo color scheme, so they're kind of pinky. Note that this version of the tree you'll be voting on in the poll, and its kit will be separate from the scroll for other POH cosmetics.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty.
Looks cool.
I like it.
That's it, though, for this updated reblog of the rewards.
What do you think of it?
I think it's okay. The Virtus stuff is pretty cool, and the rest was kind of just like whatever to begin with to me.
I don't think the outfit was necessary to change the tier 1, 2, 3 outfits.
Yeah.
Was it crazy masky? I don't remember being that crazy.
I don't really think it mattered.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little over the top, but I mean, who's gonna wear this stuff anyways? Besides, like,
you just
once
wear
in
it
a
for
while.
like 2 days.
Yeah, like literally no one wears this stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can look at all the other old stuff. Like you might wear like gloves or like the shoes if they happen to match other stuff, but you're never gonna wear the top anyways.
Yeah.
So.
And unless you have tier 3, you're not gonna wear any of them probably.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if you're going for like a dark theme, you might like wear the tier 1.
That's true. I like that they're adding more like curtains and rugs and stuff. I've noticed that change. You know, like Deadman, they had it too.
I like that more. I didn't like that they didn't have rugs and they didn't have curtains. So now that they added it, it's better. Because before it was only the portals.
Yeah, and it's also just annoying that in your POH you only have red curtains in every room, and it does not match my vibe.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for the POH changes later this year, next year, I guess.
Hopefully it'll be cool.
Hopefully.
But yeah, overall I think it's good. I don't know if I would say it's like better than a lot of other league rewards. It's probably just like
last year.
About the same. Last year,
the league's Shattered Relics canon was like unparalleled. I still love that.
The Shattered Relics canon was really good.
So good.
I think the home teleport for Trailblazer Reloaded, I think, was probably the best one for me.
What was that one? I don't remember. I still have the Shattered Relic one.
I think that was the one where you burn.
Oh, that's the dying.
Is that the dying
one?
one?
I have that one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I do like that.
I think the home teleport of Shattered Relics was really good too. I like that a lot.
Yeah, the stones and stuff, and they like grab you.
Yeah.
Love that one.
I thought that was really cool. But yeah, this one, nothing super notable.
Even the tree to you? I feel like the tree's well, maybe it's because the spirit tree. I use my spirit tree several times every day because I always tally home and then use the farming guild bank.
Yeah, for me, the best part is the portal nexus.
It's very pretty.
But yeah, I don't know. None of it's like super crazy to me.
I think I'm just excited because last week I was talking about the tree and I was like, this is not gonna match my house. But now they've lightened it up a little bit, so I feel like it might actually kind of fit my house.
Yeah, it's kind of offset for me because I think the home teleport and the dying animation for this league is pretty lackluster for me. Like
I actually like them.
I don't really like them.
I still like the Aram's hood.
Yeah,
With the mask on
I
it.
think the armory colors and the ornament kits are better this league.
Not that many weaponry colors. Is it
Yeah.
just the Venator bow?
No, Venator Bow, Arams.
Well, yeah, but it's part of a kit.
Well, I mean, still, it's a recolor.
That's true. I forgot that we got the blowpipe recolor because I've just had it for so long. I'm like, yeah, the blowpipe's red.
The red one, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I love seeing the creative things they come up with for like cosmetic rewards is so fun to me. I love seeing them.
Well, speaking of cosmetic rewards, you might want to, redo your cosmetic rewards in real life if you're going to go check out this event.
That was good. Runefest 2025. Runefest will be held at the NEC in Birmingham, UK on March 1st through March 2nd, 2025. In case you missed all the info what's been happening at this point, they do have a little link on here that we went over ages ago. When Runefest was initially announced, we were delighted to see all 2,000 tickets sell out within minutes. Such wonderful support for the event was incredible. We know many of you were upset that you missed on the opportunity to attend. I know like a handful of people who were able to get tickets that tried. Now that our event planning has concluded, we've been able to increase the event capacity. It's with great pleasure we can now confirm that an additional 1,000 tickets, plus any tickets we refunded from the original 2,000, will be available. And this is the big news from 4 p.m. BST on October 8th, 2024. I wish that they would have given more than a notice.
Yeah, they gave like
they were like,
few
we're gonna do
hour
it soon.
notice last time.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night or something.
I think they like let us know ahead of time, but I think something like this, you need to do a countdown,
what
bro.
they said was they'll sell them midday.
Oh yeah, they didn't say the time.
They didn't say the time zone. They didn't say the actual time. They didn't say anything. They literally tweeted and said midday, and that was their notification.
Yeah, they sold out so fast, and it was morning for us.
Yeah.
So these will be the final tickets. Be sure to head over to the official Runefest website to purchase them as they become available to secure your place. For additional information about the event, please check out the Runefest FAQ, which is on the website as well. And note that players who require a companion ticket, in order to save time in purchasing a ticket, please ensure you have required additional information ready for when you check out. You can find out more in the linked FAQ under the Do You Provide Disabled Care Companion Tickets discounts. But yeah, this is a huge building. I don't really understand how there's only going to be 3,000 people. It must be a smaller space.
This is a very large building.
It's massive.
It is clearly just a convention center.
Yeah, they're just going to only rent out part of it, I'm assuming.
I guess. Or they're just going to
have a big empty area.
Yeah. I have no idea. It is a very large building.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they have something like this in Birmingham.
Very random.
It's the National Exhibition Center.
Yeah. If any of you guys are going, let us know. I don't think we're going to try for tickets. I told myself and everyone that I will try if Ellie tries, because she lives in Argentina and I want to meet her because I don't know when else we could meet, really. Because I think I want to go to Argentina eventually, but there's other places we want to go first. So if she tries, I'll try. But if not, I'll just go somewhere else in Europe next year on a trip.
Yeah.
Or to Asia or something.
If you plan on driving, they have over 15,000 parking spots, so you'll have more than enough places to choose from.
Moly.
But yeah, so that's it. It's in Birmingham. So make sure to get your tickets at the designated time. Again, 4 p.m. BST, which is, what is that, midnight our time? Or no, it's 8 a.m. our time.
What's up, midnight?
Yeah, so 8 a.m. PST, 11 EST.
Yes. So sucks if you're East Coast and you are at work and trying to get these tickets.
Yeah.
Wait, do we think they're going to sell it as quick?
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck, guys.
Good luck. All right, so getting into
the
drama for this week, we have the actual blog.
Yeah.
So rewards and XP improvements for Varlamore, the Rising Darkness. Like I said, I wouldn't get super hyped about this. A lot of this is literally just like fixes
There's
for
some
this week.
small things that are nice though.
Yeah, so there, like I said, was a bit of additional downtime for this week. So after about 20 or 30 minutes of after the update, they took the servers down for I think 2 additional hours after the original 30 minutes of downtime.
I just know I was asleep.
And this is because there was a duplication glitch for the first time in a little while, one that people found out relatively quick. It was posted on Reddit. I think one of the first people that actually found it posted it on Reddit, which I guess was lucky for the devs because they caught it pretty early and then shut down the servers. And that person actually, I feel like they kind of got a bad treatment because, I mean, sure, they did.
Because it's their fault. Everything got rolled back.
They did the exploit, so I guess
Yeah.
there's that. But they also got banned for 2 days for showing it and doing it.
Because they weren't like showing it to report it right. They were just telling people to do this.
Yeah. But essentially, what they were doing is they were able to duplicate how many potions they were getting in their bank.
How much money did they make?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It got
A
rolled
lot.
back, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, it wasn't a huge glitch, as far as I know. Like, a ton of people didn't do it, especially because they shut down the server so early. But
Someone's patrolling that Reddit like, wait.
yeah, it's funny because I feel like worse things have happened and they haven't rolled it back, so I thought this was pretty strange.
I saw a joke about someone making like a bill from it. And maybe it wasn't a joke. Maybe someone actually did. Because that would qualify a rollback.
I mean, people have lost billions and they haven't done rollbacks.
Okay, but they don't care about people losing stuff.
I
They
know, I
only
was
care
all
about
like-
if they get it through exploits.
They've had like glitches where you just lose entire like bank slots, whatever's in it,
Yeah.
and they're just all like, "Oh man, hopefully we can recover the item for you." I mean,
Nah, I feel like they don't care about the recovering. They just care about whenever it's
yeah,
taking away from them, I guess.
yeah, it's weird. Anyways, they did a rollback to 8 a.m. whenever the servers went down. So, yeah, that's what happened. That's
That was the drama.
the big drama starting off this week.
I missed it all. I got to work and was seeing tweets about a rollback, and I was like, what?
Yep. Besides that, though, we can get into the actual patch notes.
Yes. And I did want to say, if you are on YouTube, this is Moppy. She's a sock puppet I made whenever I was fundraising for Runefest.
Yeah. So.
She had been keeping her on my microphone, and I was like, oh, I'll have her partake.
Yeah. This is what I have to deal with.
I love when I talk and pointing her to you while you talk, and then I try to look like she gasped. I was like,
Wow.
me and Moppy have fun.
So
if you've been to the stream, you know Moppy.
We have Varlamore, the Rising Darkness changes. So since last week's release, we've been thrilled to see so many of you eagerly exploring all that Varlamore has to offer. During this time, you've journeyed through the lush landscapes of Aldrin, indulged in the mesmerizing tombs of a new realm, mastered lost arts of potion making, and confronted foes born of darkness, and more. That really makes it sound more illustrious than it is.
I like it. I know people don't like it, but I like it.
Okay. Now that the first week is behind us, it's time to fine-tune the content and make improvements. Before we get into what we're changing this week, we want to thank you for sharing all of your feedback and
And enthusiasm. I see you skipping over that part.
enthusiasm and for sharing your valuable feedback. Okay, I'm not going to say every single word.
You just don't want to acknowledge the enthusiasm.
So,
Hater
following
Robert.
the point, also, I think they're saying that in a facetious way, which is why I skipped it.
Nuh-uh.
Following the points you've raised this week, we want to make a handful of feedback changes and fixes to enhance your gameplay. Yeah, so the first change is to master mixology.
Still haven't tried this because I was told it was going to change.
Yeah, and it definitely has.
I'm glad I
weirdly enough.
waited.
So,
We'll
yeah.
shall I?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll start with it in case you missed it, because it's an important one. On Friday afternoon, we released an additional hotfix, the potion hand-ins here, so that you're able to hand in multiple potions, but any potion hand-in will refresh all 3 offers. We think this captures the best of both worlds for improving the overall flow and feel of the activity, while still allowing you to single out orders, offering live potion points if you want. Wow. We'll be chatting more long-term about the rewards point system, but we still think this is the best option in the short term. So, on to this week's changes. First of all, they changed the pre-pot device to be named the Chugging Barrel. Because
The
pre-pot device
Chugging
was not
Barrel.
a very immersive name. I did see the meme about it. Just someone chugging it.
Yeah, so you can now
It's a funny name.
chug straight from the pre-pot device, and
You
this
mean the
is
chugging
like,
barrel?
yeah, the chugging barrel. Sorry. So this is one of the main points. I don't think it's unreasonable, and I do agree that a lot of people are saying, because when you get rewarded, for anyone that doesn't know, you get rewarded in 3 different
It's
currencies.
like Guardians of the Rift, right?
No, it is not like Guardians of the Rift,
Okay. I
which
haven't
is
seen anyone
how
do
it
it.
should be.
Okay.
So a lot of people are saying that's how it should be. Like, you should just get points at the end of it. But no, the way it is you get points, but you get 3 different kinds of points.
Well, that's how Guardians of the Rift is.
Oh, you're saying like
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah. So in Guardians of the Rift, if you don't know, you have cataclysmic points as well as elemental points. And if you have like 3 cataclysmic but only 5 elemental, you only get 3 reward pools. They have to match up, and it's actually kind of annoying
Yeah, so it's like that, but worse.
because there's three.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying they just want points, or even, I guess, yeah, like kind of just like rewards, similar to like a lot of other mini games, um, because that would just make more sense.
Yeah.
So now you have to like, it's annoying because like maybe you can only do certain ones, or you only want to focus on certain ones, and if you do that, then you just straight up can't get rewards.
Is this like their way of attempting to not make the XP too good or something?
I have no idea.
It must be.
I have no
Because
idea.
I know with Guardians of the Rift, the whole point is otherwise people would only farm Death and Blood runes.
Yeah, like it's. I guess I understand it, but it's also kind of dumb,
Annoying.
and I don't really understand the philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, for instance, if you have a ton of Harlanders, or if you just want to do Harlanders, then you do them, and then you like just don't have enough points for the reward. So it's like you're getting the XP, I guess, but that's like it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, and so people just want points at the end of the
Just
day.
give the people what they want. More
Um,
points.
Also, the grind is fairly long.
That's what I've heard.
Um,
Is it still though?
yeah,
Okay.
it is fairly long.
I don't think you're gonna find a post on it right here because we already scrolled through.
I will find a post on it.
Okay, well we should have prepared this earlier. That's about the agility.
That's fine. Here, you can read the rest while I look for the post.
Sure. Okay. So, secondly, since we've seen many of you requesting a rebalance regarding the level requirements of XP given for potions, as well as points and cost for rewards, some of you feel that the highest level potion requirement being 86 is a bit steep, and the balance of each region is also weighted in favor of higher levels. To address this, we've adjusted level requirements and rescaled potion unlocks every 3 levels instead of 4, with a better mix of the 3 regions across the levels. With this in mind, we've also adjusted the points, XP, and order rarities to ensure smooth progression. The overall results of these changes should not impact XP per hour. Points per hour will be impacted, but we've adjusted reward cost to counter this. You didn't even find it, did you?
No, I'm still
Okay,
like.
scroll
Well,
down. I'm not going to read this chart. This chart's too much.
I actually do think I found it, but
Oh, okay. Do you want to read this chart? It's just showing the changes in XP and stuff.
yeah,
It looks
honestly,
a little overwhelming.
yeah, there's like over 11 lines worth of changes here, and it's a table,
And there's
which
4
is
columns.
this is the worst thing that's possible to try to say and describe via words.
If you've been listening to the podcast ever, you know I freaking hate when they do these tables, and I hate reading them.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess I'll just give a brief overview.
Sure.
And by that, I mean previously the best potion to make was LLL, which was Lip Lack Liquor. And that would give 375 XP if you're looking for XP. And now that's been reduced, almost cut in half to 190.
Wow.
The new best in slot for XP is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
What?
Sir Mix-a-Lot now gives you, which is MAL, that one gives you from 255 to
It's not Sir, it's just
365.
You
So-
confused me.
What?
You
don't know who
I thought
Sir
it was-
Mix-a-Lot
I know
is?
who Sir, but it doesn't say Sir. You tricked me.
I mean, everyone knows
I
it's
was
Sir
looking for
Mix-a-Lot.
S, and I was like, "Where's Sir? Where's Sir?"
Anyway, Sir Mix-a-Lot is now the best. It gives you 365 XP, so it is the new reigning king.
Does require 81 requirement though. Used to be 64.
Yeah, pretty high requirement, but I mean, yeah, that's fine.
It's Sir Mix-a-Lot. Like, what do you expect?
It is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Grow up.
But the previous one also did have 86 requirement, so nothing's really changed.
I
for
love
you.
how that one's lowered to 60. They're like, this one's actually not the best one anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure someone is going to look at this and give you an actual breakdown of what is best for you, or you can take a look at this yourself. So I'd recommend checking one of those other resources out.
Yeah, I apologize because I probably should have tried this. I don't know anything.
I mean, maybe not.
I'm just working on Varlamore.
Yeah,
I got other priorities.
it's just not the most well done. I
Yeah.
don't know. From everything I've seen, it requires a lot. It's a very very long grind in order to get all of this stuff. I think I saw somewhere that if you were to unlock everything, I wasn't able to find the post, but um, if you were able to unlock everything, it would take around like 2 million XP, like Herblore XP, in order to get everything, which is just kind of
Atrocious.
insane. I mean,
It's
I
very
don't,
Mahogany Homes esque.
yeah, I don't even know. There's not, I don't know if,
I don't know how Mahogany Homes, but I know it went from 88 to 95 construction there.
yeah, okay,
So it was a lot.
that's true. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a long, like too long,
All
but
I know is I'm glad I didn't get 99 Herblore yet.
yeah, it does seem like to be a theme. Like if you haven't got a lot of the rewards yet, and if you've been doing the stuff not just from this herbology mixology thing, but from almost everything, it's just better to wait until unless you absolutely need whatever you're gonna buy
Yeah.
to wait because it seems like there might be more changes to the rewards and stuff like that even going forward beyond
Mm-hmm.
this. So yeah, unless you really need something, probably wait for a little bit.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I tested the new mixology changes before complaining on Reddit about them. And I learned that the complaints were still valid.
Yeah, that's like what this
That's funny.
that's what this post says. And I mean, that's kind of the sentiment I've been seeing in general is it's just not the best rates.
Yeah. But I will wait and see if that gets changed. If people are still complaining, I don't think they like people complaining about the new content this much. So it actually gives me faith that they're going to feel so bad that they'll change it again.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
But back to the blog post, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, anyways, there's also additional cost changes for the rewards, which generally have been reduced from their original for the primary things being the chugging barrel, the potion storage, and the reagent pouch have all been reduced by a lot. The goggles have also been reduced by some, and everything else has mostly been reduced.
Yeah, added potions gone up a little bit. The packs.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it's kind of random.
So in total, if you were to buy everything now, it's going to cost you around 20,500 less total resins in order to get everything. But
40. Well, like 30.
oh yeah,
Five.
sorry, 30, not 20.
Math.
Yeah, still a lot though. 186,000 total, by the way.
I don't know how much you get per game, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Furthermore, for those of you who intended to do the activity for an extended period of time, we've also raised the cap of 300 for Mox, Aga, and Lipase up to 3,000. Here's a list of all the other improvements we've made to Mastering Mixology with this week's game update. Want to go back and forth?
Yeah, sure.
Adjusted digweed spawn rates so they scale with your herbivore level.
They reduced the wander range of the supervisor so that he stops getting away in the way of the bank chest rather.
Ensured that the chugging barrel functions at Tob, Nex, and Mastering Mixology banks. Two of the ones that you need it the most.
Yeah. Also, they made the following secondaries usable with the reagent pouch, being jangerberries, lilies of the sand, ashes, silver dust, kebbit teeth dust, nail beast nails, poison ivy berries, and gorak claw powder.
Prevented ultimates from buying potion storage since they can't use it.
The alchemist outfit can now be stored in the POH.
Made an improvement and some fixes for Alchemist Amulet, so they increased the max amount of charges from 250 to 5,000, and fixed a bug where the number of charges doesn't always match the number of amulets.
They also made it so that they fixed a bug where the Blighted Super Restores, Extended Anti-Venom Plus, and Unfinished Blood Potions weren't working correctly with the potion storage.
I lost where you were. Oh, fixed a bug where Extended Anti-Venom Plus potions were not working correctly with the chugging barrel.
And that's it. There's also a little bit extra, but these are just recaps of stuff that they changed already.
I don't think we went over it because I think it went out the
No,
day after.
yeah,
Okay, so we'll go over it.
These were all essentially hot fixed already, and they just are including it so that you know that these were changed.
So shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. You first.
Players can now only receive orders that they have the herbal requirement for, meaning you won't need to force a refresh.
Doubled the frequency of digweed spawns and fixed a bug where digweed isn't spawning in the northwest corner.
They also made it so they increased the duration of digweed once it spawned from 6 to 20 seconds.
Added an extra tick of leniency to the agitator's reaction click when homogenizing potions.
They adjusted the reagent pouch so that players can only withdraw from it in banks. We'll look to whitelist other locations for this in the future since it has neat applications for multi-skilling, but it shouldn't be the case where players have a significant increase in their supplies of potions in certain PvM scenarios.
Fixed the bug where the focus version of the prescription goggles weren't working.
And also for my last point, it's because people were taking them in making potions in raids. Depositing worn items while the potion storage interface is open no longer drops your gear to the floor.
Fixed the bug where depositing grimy huascas in the bank via an herb bag. We're changing them to torstals.
Okay.
How?
That's cool.
Did you want to go over what you found?
Yeah, so this is actually what I saw that I thought was kind of cool. This person did a, I think, pretty okay job from what I've seen. They have a whole video on it as well. Recommend checking out OSRS LMAO, and that's literally their name.
Good name.
So this is their XP per hour and their experience in general per hour with 99 herb lore. So they're getting around 9,500 total combined points per hour, and an average of 86k XP per hour, though they have seen rates up to nearly 100k. On average, it's going to take around a little over 5 hours for the chugging barrel, 2.5 for the potion storage, a little over 4 for the reagent pouch, nearly 3 for the goggles, a little over 2 for the amulet, and you'll get around 41 Aldarium per hour. So this is equivalent to around 12.3 hours, give or take, obviously.
Not including amulet or goggles. So it's actually, if you want to green log it like me, then it'd be more like 16. Yeah, 16 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't count those randomly.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's okay.
I mean, I thought it was going to be worse the way people were talking about it. I'm not going to lie.
I think it's just annoying because I'm thinking of it from like an Iron Man aspect. So like having to have so many different kinds, like an essentially kind of like even amount, but not even obviously, but just to have such a diverse amount of herbs would be kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I would probably just get the one thing I needed for a really long time, I guess, until I had like such a surplus of herbs. But at least the XP per hour is okay.
Yeah, it's better than a lot of the other mini games. And also, like, obviously 16 hours sounds painful, but that's about the same as Mahogany Homes.
Yeah.
So I know I can do it.
It's kind of weird. It's hard to gauge how okay the XP is because like it's okay per hour, obviously,
It's
but
good per hour if it wasn't Herblore.
yeah,
because
I was
it's
like,
Herblore.
if it's Herblore, you already get a lot of XP
Yeah.
per hour, but the thing is, you're skipping secondaries, which is like how much time would you spend getting secondaries? It depends on the herb, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think it's a good amount of XP though
Yeah, I think it's good.
for a mini game.
I think the amount of time to grind for the collection log isn't too bad. I just think it's kind of annoying as like a early Iron Man. I mean, obviously, if you're an endgame Iron Man, you haven't done enough raids where this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But as an earlier game Iron Man, I'd be like kind of annoyed, and I'll just get enough points for the one thing I needed.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just the chugging thing.
And for at least a really long time.
Mm-hmm. It's a long grind, but I wish it was shorter, but I understand the time because, like I said, it's very similar to Mahogany Homes. I just wish that maybe they weren't as crazy, like 2 hours shorter each. But I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I think it's me just finishing Mahogany Homes last weekend and spending so long doing that is really putting into perspective that that's about average for one of the mini games that they put out now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better, having reduced the requirements for the rewards and stuff like that. But I guess maybe it's also a combination of just I would never have seen this as a like good for me kind of like mini game because you have to bring your own like BYO leaf, I guess. Herb.
BYOH. Bring your own leaf.
Yeah.
Just a singular
like,
leaf.
I don't know. It's okay, but the fact that you still have to bring your own kind of makes it suck. I honestly would rather have taken less XP if it just was all supplied in the mini game.
Nah,
but then
it'd be too good to not have to bring your own supplies. As much as I want that as well, I know why they didn't do it.
Yeah, obviously. It's just, yeah, I guess because you have to bring your own stuff, I just would never have liked it as much as other
Bring
minigames.
your own supplies is lame. Mahogany Homes, this, Giant's Foundry. I'm like, just give me stuff.
No, the
Come on,
thing, I
guys.
like those ones because the XP per item offsets it. Like you get,
Mahogany Homes, I was getting like 200k an hour. That was nice.
yeah, you get 200k an hour, which I mean is a lot
You
less
could do a
than,
lot more than that
it's a
too.
lot less than the 4 or 500k, but that's like, it's like 10 times as much
It's
XP
like more
per
than
plank.
mining.
Yeah, it's like so much more XP per
Yeah.
plank, and same thing with
Giant's
Giant's
Foundry?
Foundry. It's like so many multiple X times better
Yeah.
than doing it the regular way. Which this you don't see. You're really only saving on the secondary. So it's like if you have like a crap ton of like Renars, then I don't really see this being a benefit to you, honestly, because one, you're losing out on the prayer potions, but
Mm-hmm.
two, it's extremely easy to get a ton of snakeweed.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of depends.
Just depends if you want the rewards mostly, I'd say.
Yeah,
Or if you want to green log it.
yeah,
Moving on to Huikodal changes.
yeah. Huey changes.
Again, this is a little bit of an update from last week as well. So one of the key pieces of feedback regarding Huey was that its drop table felt a bit underwhelming. Based on your feedback, we improved the loot, and here's a breakdown of the changes. So they roughly doubled the quantity of all non-unique loot.
Crazy, right? It's almost like they didn't even
Dude,
test
you were
this.
getting nothing before. Nothing.
They straight 100%ed this
Yeah,
boss.
because you weren't getting anything.
They also made it so soiled pages were removed from the unique table because it would also ping everyone that a page was rewarded and only one person would get it.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the pages, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually have a short coming out in a couple days because I was very excited. It was a collection log slot. I don't know if it is anymore. So
Yeah.
that short might be a flop, but whatever.
It's been
I was
removed
excited.
from the unique table and it's added to the regular roll. The chance of receiving pages are also drastically increased, and while the chance of the unique has also slightly increased.
Good. Removed some of the low tier loot: Guam seeds, erit, feathers, watermelon seeds, pineapple seeds, and lobsters.
Yeah, nice. They also swapped the unfinished runite bolts for adamant since they're more useful. Kind of
I
weird.
thought that was weird. I don't know what they're useful for.
Um,
I guess fletching?
for making special bolts, I think.
Okay. I don't know. Added some new drops such as limpwort roots and a variety of some but not all herb seeds. And then back to this week.
Yeah, it's well, yeah. I guess we'll talk about it in a second. So what happened this week is many of us pointed out that tailing your enemy was a bit too literal during the Huey Cota fight. Due to a bug allowing players to attack its tail from the arena entrance. So to remedy this, we've adjusted blocking to prevent ranged attacks on Huey's tail from the east side.
The penalty for players who skip phase 1 during the fight, resulting in significant reduction to their contribution value, has been increased even further, so you actually have to help go up this huge, huge mountain.
Yeah.
It's massive.
And these are they have separated yet again even more changes.
These are feedback changes.
So they tweaked the prayer pillar mechanic to remain active during the tail phase, giving you a little more to interact with, and also not overtly punishing you if the phase starts before you triggered the pillar's damage buff.
Group Ironman will not lose prestige if kills with players outside of the group.
Yeah, I read this and I
Yeah.
literally told you, I was all like, because of this, I would. I mean,
You
I
said
don't.
you'd never do it
Yeah,
with
I don't
anyone.
highly value it, but enough where I'm like, I'm just not gonna do this
Yeah.
if it removes my prestige.
Because we have our prestige, right? On
Yeah,
our GM?
you and I do.
Yeah. Al fresco.
Yeah, so the fact that just entering this group boss eliminates your prestige, I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, that'd be like not being able to go into next without losing your prestige.
Yeah,
like,
it's
a
or
group
like
boss.
winter tide, like it's dumb.
Yeah, true. That's a better comparison. Skill level.
Yeah. So we also they added a message to let you know when your contribution is too low to obtain loot.
That's also good because I did it in mass last week and I was like, oh, I didn't get anything. Oh, I didn't get the KC, and just like didn't acknowledge that I was even in the room.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there. We hope all these adjustments improve your gameplay experience with Huey. We'll be monitoring your feedback closely and are open to making further changes in the coming weeks, including tweaks to uniques, so make sure to let us know what you think.
Tweaks to uniques.
So apparently
that was a rhyme.
the Huey Codal hide takes like 500 hours to get the full outfit.
No,
I could tell you were reading when I asked.
because they doubled it. It's 200.
200 hours to get it?
Yeah,
Something
so
like
it's
that.
on
It's like heinous.
it's on par with getting full Masori
That's insane, man.
or getting full completed Barrows.
This is a mini or like mid-level boss.
This is a like literal 1% improvement over something that
Blessed.
takes 5 hours to unlock.
Well, if you're lucky. I guess it's kind of.
I think on average it's 5 hours.
Of clues?
Yeah.
Wow. It's too much.
Well, if you already have the clues, I think is what it is.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's a lot of opening casket.
Yeah, I've seen different things upon that, but either way, it's almost not infinitely, but so many multiple times easier to get the regular blessed set, even as an Iron Man, that you would just never feasibly go for this set ever as an Iron Man, literally ever.
But it is pretty. Gotta give him that.
And it is slightly an improvement. So I guess there's that. But yeah, it is on par with getting the full Masori, which you would just do that instead. Or I mean, getting
and that was before the update. To be fair, I don't know.
No, I think that's after the update.
The update was today, I thought. You said this yesterday.
No, I was reading this today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was reading those numbers today. People were saying that it takes. I haven't done this math, right? So I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not saying this is law, but
this is someone else's math.
Yeah, people have said that it's on par. Obviously, maybe more or less than getting full Masori or
in a 600 solo.
or fully. I think that's average 300 raids,
Yeah.
and then also fully completing Barrows.
Jeez, Louise.
Like
Okay.
all of the sets.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. I still think it's way too crazy, especially considering it's a med level outfit from a med level boss. It should be much higher of a drop rate. Like
it must much more common. You mean?
Yeah, like it should be like, I mean like 1 out of 50 or something like that. Like KC.
Oh, because you need multiple things.
Oh yeah.
It's not like one.
You need multiple pieces.
I'd be fine with 1 out of 50, and then it scales. If you're in mass, obviously it might be more than 1 out of 50.
No, that's what I mean. Like it should be 1 out of 50 scaled.
Yeah, so potentially slightly worse.
So it should be like, I don't know, whatever it wouldn't be scaled. It'd be like 1 out of 5 not scaled. Like if you did solo, it would be kind of common.
Yeah.
But if you did them in a raid, it would be like, oh, I've done 50 KC here on the world that it's specified in, and I got 1. Okay, then I only need to do, 200 KC for the full outfit or whatever.
I just don't want it to be. I want to be in mass more than 1 out of 50, because in mass you can get KC in 50 seconds.
Okay,
so that would be less than an hour per piece.
I guess whatever it is, it should be 50% longer than it takes to get a blessed D-hide set.
Yeah, I think it should just take a couple hours to get each piece, or a few hours.
Yeah. So
like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So I guess if, for instance, just to use round numbers, if it took 10 hours to get a full blessed D-hide set, doesn't matter which ones. A full set though, and if you wanted to get this set, it should be 15 hours.
Yeah.
It's the guaranteed way of going over the blessed D-hide set without having to do clues, because I hate clues.
I love clues.
So I wouldn't have done it that way if it was feasible to do it this way.
Oh my gosh, I bet you'll go and get the little baby dragon whenever you go.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be cute. Next up, Colossal Worm Agility Course changes. It was great to see so many of you eager to take part in the Colossal Worm Agility Course, as well as enjoying the, what are people calling it? The Slutty Graceful Transmog and the Bone Swirl Transmog.
Oh, okay.
However, we heard some of you expected a more generous amylase gain from the course, and we totally get that. In response to your input, we've halved the cost of the packs, reducing from 200 termites to 100. This significantly increases the amylase per hour obtained and puts it above similar courses in the level range. Plus, we've increased the value of termites, so they're less likely to be accidentally dropped. The rest of this week's fixes for the Colossal Worm Agility course are as follows.
So the Colossal Worm Agility section now turns green upon completion in the collection log.
The Slutty Graceful outfit can now be stored in POH costume room.
And using the Graceful outfit
cape.
on Austin now allows the player to revert it to standard Graceful.
Aside from these, here's a refresher for last week's changes. So the Slutty Graceful cape no longer reverts to default colors after unequipping.
And the Colossal Worm teleport now gets unlocked again in the Colo after being bought.
Collection log. The way you said Colo, I was like, Colosseum?
Yeah.
The Colosseum Worm Tele Scrolls requirement works as expected again. They can only be used if the player has visited Varlamore before. This is not a secret little way to get into Varlamore.
True. So
anymore.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm happy with that because, like I said, I want to green log it all in one go. So I'm like, okay, 100 less termites. Easy.
Yeah, I actually totally forgot to
Oh, we're
mention.
going back to Huey.
I'm gonna combine them two
Okay, okay.
because it's kind of along the same lines of like these drop rates are kind of like out of control in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, especially for like well just everything in general honestly. Because like if we look at the wand is something I forgot to mention because
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the
they didn't
wand.
make any changes to the wand by the way, which is crazy because people have done the math. You know, it's been out a week, so people have done the math, and it is weird because what I'm about to say is a true statement.
Okay.
Against dragons, specifically metal dragons, or specifically, yeah, metal dragons, by the way, are the only thing that the wand is good at because it's assuming you have the tome,
Yeah.
which is also an incredibly low drop rate, and it takes 3 hours to charge the tome for 1 hour of gameplay, which is crazy
Oh,
already.
which they did change the pages at least to
They
be more
did they
common.
did change the
So
pages.
that's nice.
Crazy that pages exist. It's only a 10% increase. Anyways, um, this true statement is that the scepter, the warp scepter, and the dragon longsword outperform the
Oh,
wand
get out of here,
even at metal
bro.
dragons.
It's like the wand was not expected to be that great, obviously, but better than a D longsword.
And obviously, if you move to any other dragon that's not metal, they're infinitely better. They're just so much better.
Yeah.
And this is a dragon bane weapon, by the
They
way.
told us it wouldn't be as good as other Dragonbane, but it should still be
It
better than a scepter. You get that like 60 Slayer.
It's not good, man.
That's weird.
It's not good.
Kind of
And
lame.
also, I mean, I've always thought that the pages were kind of dumb since the change to all of the tomes in general,
Hmm.
and this grind is also just makes it even worse. So that doesn't help
We
either.
do have a lot of pages in this game.
And also, that leads me into the drop rate for the Coliseum agility
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Not good, my friends. Not good at all. So,
Well,
in
this is talking about
general,
Amalus, yeah.
yeah, because the whole thing is about Emily. So the whole point of people being upset about this entire course is because it was supposed to be low effort and an easy way to get a lot of amylase. It is even quoted, and this is the top post from today with almost 3,000 upvotes. It says amylase.
This is from a few months ago.
Yeah, a few months ago, whenever this was pulled. Obviously, this is how it was pulled. So it says amylase crystals. This method will be significantly faster than obtaining them on rooftops. I don't know what anyone else thinks of significant, but I think a lot.
Sometimes they say these things that I'm like, I don't think you wrote this down.
Yeah,
Like they're like
because
me and they just like, we'll remember that and then they don't.
during this hotfix where they reduced the requirements for the termites by half, which is a 50% decrease.
Yeah.
That's a ton, man. That's a lot. That it is still not good.
Mm-hmm.
Because they even say in this hotfix that, however, we heard some of you expected more generous amylase gains. In direct
Because they told
contrast
us
to them
you're
saying
gonna
this
get.
is what to expect.
They even use the word significantly.
Yeah. Anyways, someone did the math,
Of
and
course.
this was pretty good. So the XP per
We're
hour.
trusting their math here.
This is at 62 agility, so keep that in mind. Um, it's 39k XP per hour, which isn't too bad, I guess. It
We
is.
were told it'd be worse agility, so we were expecting this.
It's not too bad, but to put it into perspective, if you have Seers with the diary, this is 30% worse
Mm-hmm.
XP, which is a lot. I mean, you know, if you're getting a million XP versus 600,000 XP, that's a big difference.
Yeah, the whole thing was less XP but more Amalus.
Yeah, and that's all for 30% decrease in XP for a 9% increase in amylase.
Yeah.
Not very good. It's on par with like Ardoin, which is 90 agility. So, and also it's this is not low effort. Like it's not as low
There's
as people would had hoped it was. You still have to click around essentially like an agility course.
It's more AFK than expected. There's one point where you don't click anything for 15 seconds
Okay, yeah,
in
yeah.
the advanced course.
So it is. It is.
It's
more
actually annoying
AFK.
for me when I don't want to be AFK and I'm just sitting there watching my character run for 15 seconds and I'm like, just let me freaking click something.
Yeah.
When you're trying to green lug something and you want to be quick, it's very annoying that there's basically a 15-second cutscene every time that you run a lap.
Yeah. So this is I don't know, it's just not that good. A lot of people just don't ever see themselves coming here, even still with the updates. These are all the numbers with the updates.
I don't mind the course. I'm not there for leveling. It's just like
It's
something chill to
collection
do.
log.
It's collection logging and it's like pretty chill because, like I said, it's AFK more so than other ones. But
Yeah, but I mean, they're all AFK.
I think no, it's way more. The 15 seconds you don't understand is huge, and there's multiple instances of
The,
it being a
the
lot.
thing is, it's like you're already like falling asleep doing regular laps, so it's like not even that good that this is like so much more AFK. And the thing is, you're here for so much longer.
I was gonna say it's very funny because the amount of time I'm gonna be here to green log, I will have not gotten a single level the entire time.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Because I'm like 92 agility.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
gonna get to 93 here. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Because I looked at how many laps I have left, and I think it's like 500 something expected for green log, and it was like 700 laps away from leveling, and I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah.
I'll go to Sepulchre later.
I guess I mean, obviously a lot of people aren't as well. I'm not a minority, or
Mm-hmm.
I might be, but I'm not unusual in this aspect where I don't like it when they add content just to add content. Like, this doesn't fit a niche, as far as I'm aware. It doesn't make people want to do it for the sake of the content.
I
It's
just
literally just, oh, have I greenlogged this because I'm doing the collection?
Yeah, I just don't understand. You made it worse agility, and you barely changed the amylase. And that was only
Yeah,
this week. Originally, like I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how there's just like no QA testers in this game. Like it seems like they go and they check for bugs and stuff, but they're not checking the balancing,
yeah,
which is like kind of weird.
yeah. That's kind of
Or
clear.
maybe there is
I
a
mean,
team, but they're like understaffed. I could see that.
and also people are surprised that like Jagex is like going back on their word whenever they pulled something. This has
They've low-key been
happened
doing that.
so many
We've
times.
talked about it a lot.
And it's funny because I've seen people comment exactly things I've said, such as "Why even poll?" Because you guys change things so many
Mm.
times, it almost doesn't
I
matter.
don't remember what it was. The Guardians of the Rift one.
Oh,
Something about like you were gonna buy a lantern, and then
the
they decided you're
lantern.
not gonna buy a lantern.
They let the lantern go for I think over a year.
You can buy it now, right?
You can buy it now.
You used to not be able to.
Yeah,
It was rough.
literally for the first year you couldn't. At least for the
And
first year you
the first
couldn't.
time they ever mentioned it, they said you'd be able to buy it.
Yeah,
So it was like a whole
literally
issue.
in the poll it said that.
It was weird.
So yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. I don't like this. It's still not good. Like I said, it's supposed to be a good because for anyone that doesn't know, if you're a higher level, like if you're 10 levels higher than the course, you get reduced amounts of marks.
Oh, like how it is in Sears.
Yeah, you get reduced amounts of marks. So the thing is, people don't want to run Ardoin, which is the highest level.
Ardoin is so freaking boring.
It's boring.
It's so
And
boring.
on top of that, you don't want to be like, oh, I need more amylase. Guess I'll go run the same course I've been running for the last 15 years because that is the highest level course.
Maybe it gets something at like level 95.
Or you can make this what it was meant to do and reward like 30 marks per hour, but give you like no XP.
You know what's frustrating a little bit is that the grind to collection log is faster if you're doing the lower level.
Dude, who made this?
It's like, because it's like shorter laps or something, which makes sense, right? But it's like, okay, shouldn't you get rewarded more termites for having higher level then?
It's crazy.
It's
man.
weird. I was looking and I was considering it, but you'd lose like 60k overall. And I'm like, I hate agility. I'd rather just get the 60k while I can.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours less.
Yeah, so in general, like I said, it just seems like a lot of these are I mean, all of these are just fixes
Yeah.
and all of this content was tested by blind people.
It's like, I don't think the Colossal Worm's bad. I don't think it's good though. I just think it's chill
Exactly.
for what it is.
That's kind of like what everything is it's not like, oh, this isn't the worst minigame. This isn't the worst boss. This isn't the worst agility
I
course.
genuinely very much enjoy the Imluxolotl boss. It's
It's
another.
funny because that's the sleeper part of this whole update.
They did not talk about it all. You guys, there's like
They-
a fully another pet.
There's a whole nother pet, a whole nother boss, and it wasn't ever once, literally not
Oh my gosh.
in hyperbole, not once was it mentioned.
Let me tell you my conspiracy theory. Because you know, whenever Moon's Apparel came out, me and a lot of people were like, why didn't you give us a pet? Like, I want a pet. These things look so cool. I think that that's why they made that boss, because it looks similar. So they gave it a pet. They were like, okay, we're not going to add to Moon's Apparel. Let's just add something here.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. And it's another like entry level boss like Scurious. So it's just like, Like a very chill, easy boss.
And it's the only boss that seems to be okay balanced as far as
Yeah,
rewards to effort goes. It
I
has
like
a
it.
pet.
It's possible to take no damage,
Yeah,
which is
it
fun if
has
you're learning
good
stuff.
rewarding mechanics.
The pet, its name is Moxie, which is cute.
And you know what's funny?
Huh.
When they added that boss, what they said is something along the lines of there might be an additional like powerful creature or
What's
something.
wild is they didn't even acknowledge it this week either.
It was baffling.
People were like, I'm at the
Baffling,
other
dude.
boss, and I'm like, what boss?
You know what it feels like? It feels like they do all this stuff, and then the mods are like, all right, send it over to QA. And QA come from underground where the lizard people live because that's who they are. And they're all like, all right, cool, this is all the stuff I see. And then they just miss like half of whatever they need to talk about.
I'm not opposed to Mloxlotl of being a surprise. I think that's fun. But it's like, at some point, you have to acknowledge it and like talk about it. Otherwise, some people will just like never know that that's an option and they won't do that quest. I think it's fun to have
It's
stuff on
weird.
release that you don't talk about until it's released. But then after it's released, talk about it.
It's, yeah.
Acknowledge it.
I don't know. A lot of
So
weird
strange.
stuff this patch, but there's a few more changes.
Yes.
So they added the stash units that were missing from the new treasure trails and the Twilight Temple and where the River Ortis meets Proudspire.
Costume Needle now correctly works with the Zerikian fabric.
It's funny because
Zerishin.
you said costume needle so fast. I thought it was one word.
No, I'm more concerned about Zerikian. Zerikian. The Zeric fabric,
Zerishian.
Zerishian, and also provides thread for crafting with bark as expected.
Okay.
Bark, bark.
They also adjusted the Frost Crab loot table to make it a little more thematically fitting. Before, it was rewarding logs. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea, but that would be funny.
I can see that. Butler's trait is now two-handed.
And they fixed a bug where Dazana's quiver could be used to smuggle items in or out of restricted areas. Funny enough, Dazana's quiver also doesn't work the way they pulled it.
Oh.
Still.
Yeah, weird.
Still.
I remember that.
Crazy.
Here are some other fixes we rolled out last week. Items with a value of 100k or more are no longer allowed in the Alderan Nest unless they're one of the whitelisted items. I guess people could put it there and like store an item there, but then I saw a post saying like it wouldn't always give you back the same item. Like it was like a joke thing. So like people would put expensive stuff and not get their stuff back.
Nice.
Yeah.
They fixed a bug where the River Ortis medium emote clue and the Twilight hard clue, Twilight Temple, were not being completed.
If I couldn't finish my clue scroll, I'd be pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever.
The Frost Nagua that spawn during the door puzzle will no longer respawn after being killed. If you've done that quest, it is very frustrating. They just keep attacking you while you're trying to figure out this puzzle.
And also, the Alderan Fairy ring requirement works as expected again.
It can only be used if you visited Varlamore.
Well, yeah.
There's so many secret ways that people could have gone into Varlamore. Fix the bug where you could be kicked out of Villa Lucens when stood in some areas.
And lastly, the watering can using the watering can on the Farming Guild fountains now works again as expected.
Cool.
That's
it for updates. I'm sure we'll have some more next week.
They also are telling us yet again the release dates for the Untold Tales of the God Wars.
Well, it's getting delayed. I don't think you read this.
Yikes.
So due to
Come on,
unforeseen
man.
production delays, the publication dates for the 4-part comic series are moving back slightly.
Dude, these books are like 5 pages long.
I still love the art on it though. The new dates are as following. So 5 cover variants of issue 1 will be available on November 6th. 3 cover variants of issue 2 will be available on December 4th. 3 covers of issue 3 will be available on February 19th. I love that first one.
Yep.
In part 3 with the big skull in the sky. It looks very pretty. And they also included a little sneak peek. Oh, sorry, I missed. Issue 4 will be sometime in March, which they'll keep you updated on. And then, yeah, there's a sneak peek of... That's Krill.
Yeah, dude.
He looks much more menacing in the comic. It looks very cute. If you're into comics like this, I think this would be worth buying. I'm just into regular books more.
Yeah, it's
I'm
cool.
lame.
I think it looks cool. I don't like when they tell us the same thing so many times, but...
Well, they had to update because it was going to go on sale soon.
Yeah, I guess it's just weird to me. Like, it's just like...
I think that's why they did the sneak peeks, though, because they are like, shoot, we messed it up.
Yeah, I was like, they're extremely small books. Not saying they're low quality, but I'm just like, it's not... I feel like it must not be difficult to find a supply for this.
Oh, you work in the printing business. They should hit you up.
Yeah, I was like,
He prints books all the time.
I feel like I could have fulfilled this order in the past.
Yeah, you fulfilled orders like that.
in like a week. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. Also, other changes. I hate this change still.
I know you do.
I hate it so much. But anyways, previously you could not sacrifice certain items to Death's Coffer, but now you can, being the Noxious Halberd, Amulet of Rancor, Aranea Boots, Araxite Venom Sac, and the Spider Cave Teleport Scroll.
They just didn't want you to be taking advantage whenever stuff is worth more. So it's like a thing whenever updates would come out. Like the Noxious Halberd, you could put it to Death's Coffer and sacrifice it for way more than it was actually worth. So now they've made it that people can't do that.
They're literally just punishing people for no reason.
Yeah.
Baffling.
I get both sides of that one, to be honest.
I don't. They want to remove money from the economy and give all Iron Man a harder time in life.
That's fair.
It's like, cool.
Sorry, my
All
little
right,
iron
why don't you
baby.
actually fix your game before putting out updates? Idiots.
Sheesh.
So that's it this week, though.
He's not a hater though.
I'm not. I mean,
He's not. Leave him alone.
this update was made by some baboons, and it's clear because this entire thing is them fixing all three aspects of the patch.
Except for Loxolotl, they actually did pretty good with that.
That wasn't even included. So, like I said, all three parts of the patch.
I will say, I feel like most people didn't like the update except for me and a couple other people I know.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't just being reflected across Reddit. Like, you can go anywhere that you see RuneScape stuff. People thought it was an
Like
underwhelming
I said, I
patch.
posted my short about the mountain. Everyone's like, "Yeah, this sucked," and I was like, "Wait, no, I liked it."
Yeah, at best it was underwhelming. At worst, it just they did a bad job. Is all it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. All right. Well, as you can tell from Michelle's shirt and not mine, it is the next
Are
day.
you wearing the same shirt?
Probably.
Come on.
But yeah, so it's the next day, and there actually is a new blog.
Yeah.
So a bit of an updated docket change, if you will, and this is for Guardians of the Rift, surprisingly.
Yeah. So this is going to be about the open beta for the changes. So let's just get into the gameplay changes.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff we have talked about, but it's actually kind of cool to
It's good to get a
see
refresher
it.
because it's been 6 months.
It has
feels
been
like.
quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have been 6 months.
It literally might have been.
They said they were going to change it a long time ago, and now I guess they kind of are beginning to because there's a beta. You can hop into it. People that are familiar with the betas, it works the same way as normal, so feel free to just jump in if you already know what's going on. But for anyone that's not familiar, we're going to go over it. So starting off, there's new scaling mechanics.
Okay, you're not even starting with the other thing.
Yeah.
You say what you're gonna say, and then I'll go back and say anything you missed.
Yeah, well, they do go over it again. The part that I missed, they do
Okay.
go over it like
Oh, they do.
right
Okay.
after whatever I'm about to say. So
I just like
figured-
reading word for word. So sometimes when he skips around, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, so they first talk about you can do the barriers before the start of the game now, but they do go over that after this. So I figured we'll start with this, and this is going to be the scaling mechanics. So for any game that has less than 100 players, it'll work similarly to how it does now, where once the game starts, people will be locked out. So as long as there's less than 100 players, it works the same as it used to. But now, if there are more than 100 players, which is pretty much always going to be the
Every
case.
in the themed worlds, every time.
Yeah, all the themed worlds, it's almost always over 100 players any time of the day, and so this will actually be a big change because you can come and go at any time.
You don't have to sit there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, the most important part being if you're joining, you can join at any time now. You don't have to wait for the new game to be starting up or anything like that.
Thank God.
But I mean, this will change the boss. For every additional 20 members that join, the boss will have a scaling penalty, so it'll be more difficult to deal with. So obviously,
But it won't feel more difficult because there'll be more of you.
yeah, it's proportional. So it does say here, additionally, for every player beyond the 20th who joins, the amount of charge needed to fully charge the Great Guardian will have a 20% scaling penalty. Effectively, what this means is players 21 and beyond scale things up by a smaller margin. So let's say, for instance, if there's 20 additional players, then that means the boss will be 20% more difficult. But as the 21st player joins, instead of it being one additional percent after that 20, it'll be like 0.8 of a
It'll just be a
percent.
little baby amount.
Yeah, so this makes it so that if an additional 100 players join, it's not 100% more difficult. It's probably something like 60% or something much lower. So this just makes the scaling smoother and not as punishing for larger groups.
Yeah, they even say specifically for larger scales that people are just not pulling their weight and just hanging out, getting the minimum points.
Yeah, this is to account.
Villain not knowing how to do the cells whenever we were trying to do a duo. Oh my god, he has a Grandmaster helm, and he's like, how do you do the cells? Usually the irons do it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
it's accounting for people like that, or people that are AFKing, people that are there to only mine or something.
Yeah.
So it's just making it so it doesn't punish you for other players' misactions.
That's nice.
But yeah, so that's generally how the scaling is going to work. Really, nothing is changing for smaller groups because obviously those players might want their groups to be smaller on purpose, so they don't want a bunch of people joining out of the blue.
Yeah.
And for people that are joining the mass worlds, it should be a little bit easier to pull your and everyone else's weight.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it a little bit nicer.
Also, whenever you enter, you can now build the lowest tier of barriers or gardens using uncharged cells before the game has officially started. It will not provide any Runecraft XP, but it will reduce the number of games that immediately lose.
Yeah.
Because of people not helping.
And also, this is really nice because, yeah, like.
There's nothing to do, too. You're just kind of standing there.
That, too. And also, like Villain said, I mean, I don't know for what reason. Maybe because Iron Man or care about XP. I have no idea why mains don't do this, but it usually was Iron Man that would like wait at the shields.
I do that
until the very beginning of the game, and then they would actually bring up the shield so that you don't immediately lose.
You know it's me a bad game when it's just you up there and two other people, and you're like, well, no one else is helping.
So this makes it way easier. Honestly, I think this is probably going to be a bit of a boon to like the smaller scaled or the solo Guardians players because before, you can prep. So before you had to do like a crazy starting strategy as a solo.
It's kind of annoying, like, even not in solo, just in mass, the way we used to both do it was we'd each go and create a Guardian, and then we'd go get another uncharged, and then we'd go run and create the barrier, and then we'd run and start mining. Which means
that's too much.
That's what I always do. No. I used to, and then I would always end up running out of the shards because I didn't get to mine as much as everyone else.
Yeah, so same.
Now I just do the shield only.
Same for me, but yeah, I only ever since the beginning.
I thought you used to do the Guardian too.
No, I would only ever since the beginning just do the shield because people would like go for the Guardian right away, so I wasn't really worried about it. But yeah, I would always do the shield right away. And it's funny because like I would do the shield and then it's really the most important are the front 3 shields.
Yes.
And so like if you could run through the shield directly next to you after having done the front, you knew that you were probably just going to lose.
Yeah. You want to have to run around because there's so many shields.
Yeah, but now it's nice you don't have to do that. And so
it does suck because it's definitely going to be just like people having to do multiple on their own.
Yeah.
But at least you won't lose, which can be very frustrating when you know that you were trying.
Honestly, I'm fine with being like if I have to do the front 3 shields one time each, I will by myself. I don't care.
Just make sure it doesn't lose.
Yeah, and usually you get a lot of time in between games. It's like a minute or something, so it's not like you're doing anything anyways.
Yeah, you will still not be able to start mining essence until the game officially starts either.
Yeah. So that's nice. This will definitely make it so if you were more of a team player or if you were doing smaller groups, then this will make it a lot easier for you to get even more shards so you can make more fragments.
And we're team players. Good for us.
Yeah.
Frick you, villain.
This next one is actually really good for all
not
of
losing.
But specifically, honestly, for smaller teams. This is aimed specifically at solos or smaller teams. And this is going to make it so that the first rounds of rifts that open, and these are like the altars, is not going to be too low tier altars because that would lead to like you having low tier elemental,
and then you're just rushing trying to get everything, and it usually does not end well.
Yeah,
if it starts with too low.
It really just makes your game much more difficult if just like straight up not viable. If you get two like air and mind altars at the same time, then it's like, oh, I guess I'm just not going to like the first 5 minutes of this because this is gonna suck.
So now if mind or body's already there, it will automatically re-roll any air altars to be water instead.
Yeah,
I like that. That's so cool.
It's kind of funny because like we've seen this minigame since its inception, so like we know how it works. But I'm sure there's funny enough people that don't know how. That there's even like tiers of altar.
I know. I do feel like we're talking about probably too casually because we've both done so much Guardians of the Rift.
Yeah.
We've both played a lot of this. So sorry if we're like sounding like we're not explaining it well enough.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I mean, just for anyone, like, there are low, medium, and high level altars. Low is something like air or mind. Medium is like water or chaos. And high is fire or blood,
I
for
thought Fire and
example.
Blood was like, isn't there one past strong?
No.
Oh, it's just strong.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
strong. And you want to do the higher ones. They just give you more of everything, XP, everything. So you want to do those ones. They give you better strength guardians, which means less guys breaking your shields, and also you heal the shields for more. So
Yeah. So if you were getting like 2 level 1s in the beginning, you're screwed.
yeah.
It sucked.
And so besides this, though, you actually get rewarded for some of these things, which is really cool. So you'll be able to craft rooms and charge your cells as normal after the first set of altars. They've made another adjustment which allows you to use your cells to recharge barriers even if they're at full HP, so that you don't feel as though you need to wait for them to take damage to get XP.
Can I say I thought that they made that change
I
like a
think
year
they
ago?
did. I honestly think they did.
Okay, you think that this is like old? Because I swear this is something that right after it came out they changed.
Yeah, I think this is.
Because I've been using it even if it's full hit point.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if they're saying like this part that I'm about to say is what they changed, but this being able to heal the shields at full health has always been a thing since after the
like the
hot
first
fix.
hotfix.
Yeah, after the first hotfix. So what I think maybe they're changing is that you get additional points or XP.
Like,
Because
oh.
before it had to be a damaged shield in order for you to get points, or I'm not sure about XP, but I think it was
I feel like
points.
you got XP, but not a lot.
Yeah, like maybe they're making it more rewarding because previously they're just like, oh, it's already full, so you're not getting the full amount as if it was injured.
I was kind of wondering, what if it overheals it now?
No,
You know, that might be too good.
Yeah, that's definitely
Because
too
with
good.
200 people in the game, like, you would never lose.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, you'll definitely want to make use of the change since you'll also be receiving up to 2,500 runecrafting XP and 450 energy across catalytic and elemental per game for using your cells on barriers or guardians. So that's a lot of energy.
That's an extra 4 rewards.
Yeah.
Every one.
Yeah.
The rewards is also a whole other thing that I don't really want to explain.
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, that's what I'm saying
The
is
rewards
like,
are weird.
I feel like that's not an additional 450 energy. I feel like that's just the
It's
amount
slightly
that
more.
you can get total now. Maybe it was like 200 before or something like that.
But it's significant because sometimes I did in games, and like, I think the most I'd ever get is like 7 in a game. Does that sound right?
Yeah, like 7 or 8.
So 700, 800. And
Yeah.
if you're getting half of it just from the barriers, you're making way more.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
I need to go back to Guardians of the Rift.
That's a lot of XP as well because you only
Yeah.
get like, 8,000, 5,000 at the end of the game.
Yeah, the main
So
XP you get is at the end. The
if
bonus.
you're able to get an extra 2,500, that's pretty good.
Oh, I need to go back, man. But anyway, the cap is here to prevent people from just running cells endlessly without actually crafting any runes, but should generally result in higher XP per hour than the current iteration outside of extreme cases in really long games. This is something we're keeping a close eye on since we want to make sure that people are actually playing the game and not just taking advantage. Which,
Yeah.
one thing about RuneScapers, we do love to take advantage of things when something's wrong.
Yeah.
As we learn out every update.
This is probably my favorite change.
Okay.
Potentially. Because, I mean,
Okay, this is pretty big.
everyone got into the groove eventually, kind of. So I'm not super mad about having to, do the barrier first and then go start mining.
This is something that will throw off your
that's
groove.
that's something I dealt with, whatever. But this part, which is straight up, I'm just not able to do it, which is annoying. There's no way around it.
And other people who are just leeching won't do it.
Yeah. So for what we're talking about, it's like if you are in the beginning, you just finished going to the fire altar. You're like, cool, all the shields were up when I went in. I got all my runes.
I already used all my stuff on the guy in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. I already used, no, it doesn't even matter because once you so let's say we went to the fire altar, did all of our runes, we got a full stack, and we're about to go back and talk to the guardian
and give him your essence.
You get there, the front shield is down, there's 3 minions coming through the shield. You're like, I need to repair this. You go to click it and it says you don't have the fragments, which are the things the essence or whatever, which are the things you get before you even go to the altar. These are the things you
No.
chisel.
No, these are the essence are the
No, dude.
I thought the essence was the things after they're already created.
No.
What? Okay, keep talking while I Google this.
Yeah.
Because I was excited about this for a different reason. Because I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Fragments are the broken chisel pieces.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
No, so we are going to use that now.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
now we're gonna use that. Before it was the essence.
Oh, okay. No, we are thinking the same thing. So before, the issue I had is that I would go and I'd immediately give my essence to the guardian because that's what you're supposed to do for XP. And then I'd see that it was broken and I'd go to click it and it's just like, oh, you don't have any essence. You literally just used all of your essence. Go to another round.
There's two different kinds of essence,
Okay.
which is where I think
Our confusion.
we're getting confused because the guardian essence is not the same thing as like the charged guardian
The
essence.
imbued essence.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I'm tripping right now. I have not been here in a second. We should start over this episode.
Yeah. So I mean,
it does imbue. I forgot because it's usually yellow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
We sound like fools.
It turns from fragments. You chisel it, and it turns into essence. You go to the altar, and then you come back with imbued essence that you give to the guardian. You cannot use that imbued essence.
Oh, so that's why I still wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, you cannot use that imbued essence on charging the shields. So
You have
even
to
if
run
you
back
have
and
a full
chisel.
stack, you have to go deposit your stuff to the guardian, chisel a full thing. You've already lost at this point, by the way. Chisel a full inventory and then go back to charge the shield. So pretty much if you saw one of your shields break, you lost the game.
Now it's easy because it's just coming from that stack of fragments that you have.
Yeah,
And
the
it's in a stack.
100,
It doesn't
100
take
plus.
up 10 inventory slots.
Yeah, literally.
Sorry we took 30 minutes to explain that.
Yeah, this is
Got lost.
such an infinitely good change that I don't know
Yeah.
why. Who is like on their way to the blood altar and is like, oh, let me stop by and drop half my experience recharging the shield real quick.
No one does that.
Literally, not a single soul
It's
has
always
ever done
it
that.
feels like it's only me and then we lose.
Crazy. But yeah, so now you can do that with the fragments, which is just the stuff that you mine straight up raw. You don't need to chisel it or anything.
But yeah, that's all the changes for Guardians of the Rift for the actual games. We have a little bit after this, but I'm so happy about all of these.
Yeah, pretty good.
What's their back like? I definitely want to go to Guardians of the Rift again. I'm gonna wait. 'Cause
Yeah.
these are gonna make it way better.
Guardians of the Rift is pretty good.
It's a fun minigame. It's one of my favorite.
One of the best parts about it is going to be the rewards.
Yeah, now
Which-
rewards got a little easier.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit of a change.
So yeah, rewards previously. If you stacked a lot, which me and Robert once stacked 100, we made a video. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And we accidentally like muted me the entire time in the video.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
cool.
was a really bad video. We still published it, but it takes forever. It was like 10 minutes to
Yeah.
pull 100.
It takes a long time.
So now you're gonna have the option to do a big search, and you could pull 5 rewards at one time. So if you're not doing like if you're not on stream milking the content, you could get through these way quicker and just get back inside the game.
Yeah. On top of that, if you want additional rewards, they implemented something that's similar to turning in your extra pairs of gloves at Wintertot for additional crates. Because now, let's say you're just looking for like a certain
pet?
drop, maybe the pet, then actually don't even.
They don't say it doesn't work on the pet, so I'm assuming
they
it
don't
does.
say it doesn't. So I do wonder if it does work on the
And
pet.
at Wintertop, they specify it does not.
Yeah. Anyways, though, you can turn in 25 of the Abyssal Pearls into the Guardian, and they will reward you with an additional reward.
Love that.
So this additional roll ends up being pretty much one extra roll every 14 searches, assuming you're going on rate for the
That's
pearls.
actually pretty significant because you could get 14 searches in like 2 games.
Yeah.
That's a lot more per day.
Yeah, you definitely could. I mean, probably not. It's more like 3.5 games, but yeah, it's
You need
definitely
to get good like
better than none. So that's pretty cool. Even if you're going dry, you get a few more pulls, and maybe one of the pulls you get is the needle.
Yeah, so they are actually making the needle a bit more useful for people who are not 85 rune crafting because that was very high level.
It is, yeah.
It was. I was fine with it because I was already 85.
It's the highest requirement for rune crafting besides wraths.
Yes. So, we wanted to make this more impactful for other players, but still keep like the main boost coming at 85 and beyond. So to make this happen, we're scaling the quantity of essence that the colossal pouch can store, depending on the other pouches that you can already use. So here's how much extra essence you're able to carry. if your level's 1.
Okay, we'll
We don't need
say
to do.
this.
You go. You
Um,
go. I hate
so
these.
normally the colossal pouch requires level 85 and has 39 capacity. This replaces all of the other pouches, and you can only use this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the colossal pouch early, it can be used in place of all of the other
So
pouches.
you only have to bring one pouch.
So you only have to bring one pouch, even if you get this at level 1.
Which you
Literally.
literally can't even be there, but
Yeah, you literally can. But it's if you did somehow, then you could.
you snuck in.
And for instance, let's say normally at level 25, this gives you access to a medium pouch, which is 7 essence. If you had the colossal pouch instead, you would get 8. So it's 1 extra at the same level as a medium pouch.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So it's just a little bit better.
Because it's combining the small and the medium, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and this continues on for the large pouch, which gives you 15. The colossal gives you 16. So it's 1 extra, but that's 1 extra that stacks on the old 1 extra from the medium pouch. So the medium and the large together gives you 2 extra.
Mm-hmm.
1 from the medium, 1 for the large. And so this continues all the way up, giving you 1 additional for the giant pouch, and then 1 additional for just being the full level 85. So that's
Like me.
4 additional extra essences per pouch, but you're just using the 1 this whole time.
Yeah, so saving inventory and getting more essence. Win-win.
Yeah. So this ends up being really good because it gives you 3 inventory slots and 15 extra essence in total once everything is said and done.
Yeah, that's with the small, medium, and large pouches.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Cool. But yeah, that is it for this week's update. And then they do have some directions on how to get into beta world. I don't know if we should go over that. We've gone over it a few
Not
times.
really. It's just go to one of the beta worlds and then log in.
Yeah, it's actually pretty
Yeah,
simple.
you do have to be on a member's account to get into a beta world. Mm-hmm. So just go to world 585, 86, 87, 88, or 89, and all of those were beta worlds. And this is just for anything going forward, and that's a beta.
Yeah, I'm very happy about these changes. I can't wait. They didn't say when it's expected to be out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping soon.
Maybe now. Go check it out.
No, not the beta. I want the regular.
Yeah, I mean, usually things come out like a week or 2 after the beta, assuming things aren't trash.
Like the mobile that we're still waiting on?
Exactly.
That has some issues.
Anyways, though, we can go on to the questions because that is all for the RuneScape news this week.
Yeah, so first question is from Harger over on Discord. Harger always coming in with these questions.
Wait, I actually
took
a screenshot of something I wanted to mention before we into questions.
Okay, pause.
All right, so I found my phone, and
The Uncle Skog was hiding it.
there is a few bugs. This is just kind of like a PSA. There's a few bugs going on still with the potion stuff. So just everyone.
And that was after the update?
Yes. Okay. Yes, this is current. As far as I know, it might be fixed by the time you hear this, but just so you know. Mm-hmm. So
at the time of recording.
These are a few things that I don't know if they're either going to fix, are bugs, or are somewhere in between, but just so you know, these exist. So you cannot bank items from chest if you left potions, or if you've left the potion storage open. And by this, I mean if you've left the potion storage open at your bank, you cannot deposit things from a raids chest.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of is like the GIM shared chest. Was that an issue with them too?
I don't know.
I feel like there's some similar things.
Yeah, so like if you go to a Coliseum and you left your potion thing open, you can only deposit potions.
That's so annoying.
You can't deposit like the Sunfire shards or any equipment you get.
So you have to take in your inventory and hopefully
you
have to drop stuff.
Yeah, you have to take stuff in your inventory, or I mean somehow go back to your bank, close it, and then go back to whatever you're doing.
That's not possible.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the deposit potion straight to storage instead of the bank screen. So this person is saying that, let's see, this is just like the markdown version. So let me see what they actually said. So it says, when you go to deposit all gear, the potions you deleted in your bank and put in your storage now get deposited in your bank again, and you get to manually put them all back in the new potion area.
You get to.
Yeah.
They make it sound like an honor.
Yeah. So this was supposed to be fixed. This is just essentially there's like a problem moving things easily over from your regular storage over to the potion storage,
Hmm.
and that kind of goes with the next point is that you can't drag potions from your main bank to the storage.
Lame.
You have to take them all out as notes and then put
Ugh,
them into your potion
that's
storage.
annoying. I get it. Like how it's probably easier to code,
Yeah.
but it's still annoying.
Something that's also very quality of life, anti quality of life, is that you can only rearrange 8 of your favorite potions. You can't rearrange all of the potions.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Weird.
I haven't tested any of these. These are just things that are being reported by multiple
I
people.
don't even plan on using it because I actually like my potion tab in my bank. I think
Yeah.
that's very pretty.
They do mention, obviously, there was the duping,
Yes. We already
um,
know that one.
and people were saying that those are main things you need to look out for. And obviously, this person is saying that they just wanted a bank tab that could hold potions, which
We'll
I
look at it
agree
someday.
with. Yeah, someday.
Hopefully next week.
It seems like they. One thing that I saw that I agree with, and actually I mentioned weeks ago,
Hmm.
maybe even months ago at this point, is that it kind of seems like they're coming out with patches a little too fast.
Yes, I agree with that.
A little too fast, a little too, uh,
It needs to be.
shooting from the hip, if you
It
will.
could be tested a little bit more.
It could be tested, it could be ironed out. No
Maybe they
one
need
was
to just
saying,
they need to do like the NDA like betas with players or something.
yeah, they
Because
should,
they
yeah,
should. I don't think that's a bad idea. Get some non-disclosure agreements easy.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to do
something
it
like
personally,
that.
but
It's not like anyone was like, oh, yo, if you guys don't put out this update now, I'm gonna quit playing. Like,
fair that there is probably some people like that, but not the majority.
almost no one was really saying anything like that. Especially this time around, there are patches where they're all like, "Oh, this is gonna come out." Just kidding, but
Yeah,
they didn't even do that.
it was actually right on
So
time.
I don't know why they rushed this out
It
so
seems like
fast.
someone's setting a deadline and then just telling the team, "All right, that's the date you have. Finish
Yeah,
it."
yeah,
And that's all there is.
just do it.
And it's
Also,
like clearly maybe they need more time.
this is something I also saw. For some reason, the price of G malls are up really high right now, like 5x more than normal.
I need to go AFK some
So
gargoyles.
this is a good time if you are an Iron Man and have been stacking them up, or just have a gargoyles task. You can throw them into the death's coffer, save you some money.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because
Okay,
I
cool.
doubt they'll stay that price for very long.
Probably.
But yeah, I think that's
So for
mostly
your PSAs?
yeah, that's mostly it for whatever I saw
Okay,
that between yesterday and today.
cool. Back
Uh,
to the Q&A?
yeah, we can go to the Q&A.
All right, first question from Harger. Do you think it would make hardcore iron more interesting if a player naturally lost 1 hit point every minute? In real life, you need to eat to live, not just if you're in combat. This would mean a player must always be prepared with food, even if they're just high alky at the GE. One person did reply saying, that's just a survival game.
Yeah.
It would make it
Um,
more interesting in that the way I would hate it, but it would be intriguing, I suppose.
what's funny, bro, is it's actually so weird that you asked this question because I was literally thinking this exact thing last week.
About hardcores?
Not hardcores, but just in general.
I was thinking I don't like games where you have to keep eating all the time. Like in The Sims, I set it so I don't ever have any needs.
Yeah. I was thinking it would be interesting if there was like a survival,
Oh, a survival mode, maybe.
yeah, like a survival
Oh,
mode
that could be
where
interesting.
it's like, oh, dude, did you bring a lamp? Because you're going into Mauritania. It's swampy and dark there. You got to bring a lamp. And if you don't, you just start taking damage.
Like you do in the Lumbridge caves.
Yeah, or it's like maybe you have like a food bar or a water bar or both. And it's like, man, you have been in this raid for like 45 minutes. If you don't drink something, you will die.
Drink a brew.
No, like water.
Who has water? Oh, well, this would be a
A
temporary game.
vial of water. Yeah, so stuff like
Water
that.
skin.
Yeah,
And
just
it
bring
sucks.
around a water skin. Yeah, so I mean, I think that would be kind of cool, honestly. I mean, I'm a big fan of
Introduce that.
survival games.
Introduce it in Dead Man mode.
In Dead
You're
Man,
also naturally losing health. Better keep
dying
that food
man
on
mode,
you. Dying man mode. Make it happen.
dying man mode.
2025.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a cool idea.
That's a good
Um,
episode name. I should name the episode Dying Man Mode
dying
2025.
man mode. Yeah, they're releasing it.
Yeah, I heard.
I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, obviously mains wouldn't participate in this. This would be an Iron Man thing, probably.
I wouldn't mind it if it was like a temporary thing. I think mains would play it too.
But
Yeah, random cosmetics.
I think it'd be so much more annoying that it'd be like a long term thing. I don't think it would really work super well as a short term thing.
There would definitely be some people with their Snowflakes account that would love this.
Yeah.
People would love it.
And I mean,
I wouldn't, but that's okay.
I think the survival genre in general is pretty popular. So, I mean, obviously you have games like Minecraft, you know, they low key invented the hunger meter. I mean, not
I
really,
think you
but
have to eat in Minecraft.
yeah, you got to eat in Minecraft.
Lame.
Yeah, like
I always just think of the forest.
you literally have a hunger bar, and if you like sprint, it goes down faster.
Oh.
Yeah.
I literally just think of playing the forest with you and Ninja and us cooking legs.
Yeah, yeah.
And you turn them to jerky.
Yeah, it's similar
Robert
to
built
that.
us a really good fort.
It's also similar in that like a lot of the games it's like you can eat any food you want, but if you know like the equivalent is like if you ate like a potato, you know, that's fine. But if you ate a cheese potato, that's better. If you ate a cheesy potato with tuna, that would keep you full for a long time.
That's it.
It wouldn't just give you more fullness, it would actually like make the fullness sustain
make it slow down.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's like mechanics I think they could introduce that'd be cool. But I mean, you know, they're coming out with worlds you have to pay for, so that's cool too, I guess.
Oh yeah, dude, Harga, you should actually test this out in a private server.
No, like you wouldn't be able to do this because
Maybe?
they're allocating resources to allowing people to buy private servers.
No, but I'm saying you could do this in a private server, maybe.
You're not going to be able to add
I don't know,
ultra custom
you can
code.
and can't add. Maybe.
That would be interesting. If you could, then okay, maybe I'll eat my words in like 2 years. But yeah, that would be kind of wild.
All right, next question. This one is from Matt on Discord. Crazy idea here, but what if a player could have 10 ring slots, essentially for all fingers? Jagex could introduce even more rings into the game and would make finding certain ring combinations exciting. At first, I was opposed until you said the ring combination, and I realized that they do this in Stardew, and it's actually kind of fun, and it makes you make some tough decisions.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what ring combo? Like, I want to have all 3 of these, but I only have 2 ring slots. And you have to, like, pick and choose which are best.
Yeah,
So
I think it'd be cool.
It'd be interesting. I don't know that I want it necessarily, but it'd be interesting that then we could have, like, utility rings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it related to combat necessarily. But, like, maybe I'm thinking, like, Stardew directly.
Like the Explorer ring and the Ring of Life.
I was thinking, like, also a ring that provides light so you don't have to bring, like, a lamp to places.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Like it should be the light bringer, not the light bearer.
Ooh, light bringer, yeah. That, maybe not 10. 10's kind of a lot.
10 is a lot.
10 is a lot.
That's an obscene number.
Maybe, like, 2.
Also, have you tried wearing rings on all 10 fingers? It's like you're wearing gauntlets.
You're like, just add gauntlets to the game.
Yeah.
We have gauntlets, right?
We do. I think it would be cool if there was like a couple, like maybe 2, maybe 3. It gets really hard to balance.
I would say if you're going to do more than one, it would have to be a limit. Like, you can't have multiple combat ones. You know what I mean?
There
like, you can't have 3 best or 2 best in slot ones.
There would definitely be some weird intricacies going on. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, it wouldn't be a big deal if you're wearing a Sears and a Berserker, but it would be a pretty big deal if you're wearing a Berserker and a Warriors.
Yeah.
So it's like, there would have to be some limitations. But like the utility ones, like if you were wearing a Light Bearer, you probably also couldn't wear like a Archer's. Because that's also pretty busted. But like if you were wearing a light bearer, maybe you could also wear an Explorer's and also maybe a Ring of Life or
Ring of Wealth,
stuff like that. Maybe a Slayer ring. Who knows? That would be cool. The only thing, and this isn't a jab at specifically Jagex, but just a lot of games that do this in general, is it would, without it being dumb or just like superfluous as there being pretend options, because there would just be a set meta. It would have to be extremely well tuned.
Yeah, I think that it would, with all the different rules and stuff they'd have to implement, it would take forever.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you mention this because there's actually a thing exactly like this in MapleStory.
Oh.
You get 4 rings. And there's actually many different sets of gear that give different set bonuses in MapleStory.
That's what one, like, there's one if you're skilling at this place, if you're doing Slayer.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying in MapleStory, it's like if you have there's multiple sets, and like everyone's like, oh, this one set is the best one, so you use that specific ring. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it could be cool if you made it cool, but I think it would be too difficult to implement.
Yeah. It is a fun thing to think about, though.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, but yeah, it honestly would probably, knowing Jagex, just end up being an inventory saver, which I guess would be cool in itself, but
Yeah.
it,
But not
I don't
necessary.
think it would add too much to the game the
Mm-hmm.
way they would implement it.
Yeah. Final question is an in real life question from Matt. What is your favorite day and hour to play? For example, Friday night at 11 p.m. California time. Mine is Friday at 11 p.m. Central European time, since a lot of people don't give a crap about work the next day and stay up drinking and playing. My favorite is Friday nights around 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because Fridays whenever I stay up longer, and I feel like around 10 is whenever I have all the homies online and everyone's down to do content. That's like the best.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I mean, it's usually at night, but the unfortunate part is I really just don't
You don't have a
notice.
preference.
I really
Mm-hmm.
don't notice. Like, I don't play with other people.
Well, what about like maybe if Alfresco's online?
I literally don't
But
play with other
Alfresco
people.
would also like send him to log in at random times.
Yeah, like it's not. There's no good time for me. There's no bad time for me, which is the ideal reasoning.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, there's literally no bad time for me because I don't do content that requires me to be in a specific spot with other people. Like the
Yeah.
only thing that maybe is even remotely in this realm is going to be AFKing Vires. It is significantly noticeably better at like 1 a.m.
Okay. I will say also wilderness, not Friday nights.
Yeah,
Not the wilderness on the weekends. Those are the worst.
yeah. Yeah, it's weird. In Vires, you can tell when it's getting late because it goes from like there being the maximum amount of people, which is like 6,
Mm-hmm.
to there being like 1.
That's funny.
Like it's
So
and
whenever
it's
I go for bingos again, I'll go in the middle of the night.
yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
slowly dies down. You can see them. It's like less people. Then there's like 3. You know, the other guys are on task. You're just sitting there, and then eventually it's just 1 or none,
Respect.
and that's at like 2 or 3 a.m. So, but yeah, that's probably the only thing that's even remotely kind of like that for me.
Cool. That's it for our questions this week.
Yep, that's it. So hopefully you all enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. And if you want to listen to more of our stuff, we do produce stuff and put out all of that on our other socials.
Oh yeah. Also, like we've been trying to say, we put these all out on YouTube as well. So if you want to see, like I talked about Moppy this episode, we're talking about our shirts this episode. YouTube, Bunebape. Look it up. Which I was about to say anyway. So our Twitter and what else is it? Our TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram are all Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape, so come hang out with me. And yeah, I think that's it for my spiel. And we have merch at boonbape.com. I need to start saying that. I never say that.
Yep.
I should.
So that's it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you all.
Very soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.